What's up, YouTube? It's Carolina Calvin, and I decided to do my review of the Microsoft E3 2015 press conference, and I rewatched it so I can make sure I get everything down. I separated like hardware announcements from the actual like game titles announcements. I'm gonna start with the hardware to get those out the way. There were actually some good announcements though. First one, big one, backwards compatibility, completely came out of nowhere. This is definitely, I would say, kind of a shot at the PlayStation now, especially if they decide to, continue to add games to it. Because as of right now, there aren't that many. Mass Effect 1 is probably the big one. It's the one they showed. So I thought this was huge for them, and it's definitely something people and a bunch of people are talking about. But that's if they support it. Xbox 360. The main game people played on Xbox 360 that was on the original Xbox was Halo 2, and when that multiplayer, when they shut the servers down, people really didn't, obviously people didn't play it. So they really didn't utilize it as much with the 360. Let's hope they do with the one, because there are a bunch of games that people want to play on their 360. A bunch of 360 games that people want to play, and you can also play. If you're in your one, you can play with people that's on the 360. I'm assuming if it's a multiplayer game, obviously. The way it works is if you have the game digitally, it automatically downloads to your Xbox One, and if you have the disc, if it's compatible, it downloads the data to your Xbox One. Something else. You need to be if you're a preview member, you can get it today, which was yesterday. And if you're not, you can get it later on down the line. I don't remember them mentioning an exact date if you're not a preview member. But I thought that was really cool. Next is the Xbox Elite wireless controller. Wireless controller, you can change all different buttons. D-pad, you can swap that out. Reprogrammable buttons. Really cool. One problem is it's $150. Now I know there are a lot of people that I've talked to who said it's definitely worth that much. Seeing as if you try to, if you see other controllers like this, it costs way more. I agree with that, but I'm just not willing to pay $150 to for a controller. I'm pretty sure it's out there for those really competitive, I guess FPS players. I'm really not in that. So it's really not a controller for me, but it's definitely a cool idea that Microsoft is it's a cool thing that Microsoft putting this out. Next, HoloLens. They showed a Minecraft presentation. From what they showed, I thought it was pretty cool. I'm really not a fan of HoloLens, none of that virtual reality stuff, Oculus Rift, Morpheus. But I thought what they showed looked pretty cool. And the question is, will it work like that when you use it? Who knows? And who knows how much HoloLens costs? As I said, I was talking about Oculus Rift. Microsoft partners with Valve for Windows 10 with Oculus Rift, so we'll see that on more PC games. Also, they showed some of the program announcements. They showed EA Access for this week. You get to for free get to play Dragon Age Inquisition and Titanfall. So that was a little something they announced. And Xbox game previews. They showed early access, which is a very huge thing when it comes to PC. So you can see a lot of these companies starting to get on with what PC's doing. You got MMOs moving over to the consoles. You got free to play games. You also have early access, as you can see. Now we're going over to the games, and to start out the conference, the first game that was shown was Halo 5 Guardians. They showed single player, looked pretty cool. I'm still a fan of Halo, not as much as I was, but I still think this game is going to offer something different than what some of the other games have. It's more, the pace is faster. It's really, you can see in 4 it was going in a different direction. And they also showed a little bit of multiplayer, and play with different races and whatnot. Thought what was it? Warzone is the multiplayer game mode they showed. Thought it was really good. It was good that they started out with this big franchise. Next, they show Recore, which was like it was made by the creators of Metroid and Mega Man. You know, that's big. It was mainly just a CG trailer. It was a girl, and she had a robot, and she put robot gets destroyed, and then she puts the core in a different robot, and that new robot becomes an ally. We'll have to see later on down the line, see some gameplay about that. They show Fallout 4. The big thing they showed for Fallout 4 was cross mod support, which people thought at that point in time was only for Xbox One. It will also be for PS4, so I'm going to get that out right now. So it also will be for PS4. But I thought putting mods on the consoles, it was about that time. It's going to determine what mods can you put on, because there are a bunch of mods. You go look at Fallout 3, you go look at New Vegas, you go look at Skyrim. There's some mods for it. There's a bunch of mods. There's some of the most modded games out there. Next to show Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. Didn't play much of the first one. I guess I thought it was okay. It had it was very wacky and whatnot. But I didn't play much of it, so I don't really have much to say about it. It was just a trailer anyway. Forza Motorsport 6. It looked good. I'll definitely give them credit in the graphics department. It looked good, ran well, from what they shown. But just not a fan of racing sims. It goes for games like Gran Turismo. Just those realistic racing sims. More so I'm more so into Need for Speed. There's more arcadey, Burnout, or like kart races. Next, it showed Dark Souls 3. It was a trailer. It wasn't any gameplay. It was just a trailer. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a multi-plat. Next, they showed Division. Showed a gameplay trailer. Also, there will be a beta coming December 1st on Xbox One. I believe it's exclusively to Xbox One. They showed Rainbow Six Siege. And for the Xbox One, whoever buys Rainbow Six Siege will also receive Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2. Old games, but I thought they were pretty good games for their time. Back in that, Rainbow Six 1 came out 2005, 2006. Had a lot of fun playing both of them. So it was just a little something added when they were putting on with the game. Next was Gigantic. They were saying the beta begins in August. It's a free-to-play game. It was only really a trailer, so not really much to go off of. Next, they showed 4 indie developer games. Cuphead, which I thought was the best-looking one out of them. It's pretty cool how it looks. It's more of like a old-school cartoon. I thought, to me, that was the best-looking one out of the 4. You had Tacoma, Ashen, and Beyond Eyes. Cuphead was the best-looking one. And I think indie games could be awesome. I really don't have a problem with indie games. Despite other people having a problem, it's just when they give you too many indie games. But I thought these indie games, especially Cuphead, were pretty solid. Ion, which is made by the creators of DayZ, it was just a trailer. At the most we do know about is you can switch bodies, so that's really all we know about it. We got the Rise of the Tomb Raider gameplay. It was more her climbing mountains, very icy. The game looks good. The game looks really good. And we finally got some gameplay. Didn't get any gun gameplay. It was just them trying to show off the scenery of and where she's at and whatnot. But I thought what they showed was pretty good. Rare came out. I was hoping for a Conker game, a new Conker game. Didn't get it. I was kind of disappointed, but what they did show was, this is pretty cool. A 30th anniversary. It's 30 rare games for $30. Includes Battletoads, Conker's Bad Fur Day, Banjo-Kazooie, and a bunch of other titles. So, I think that's definitely worth it. $1 per game, and I believe it will be in physical form. So it'll definitely be worth a buy once it comes out. August 4th. Is the exact date it comes out. Right after this, Rare had a new IP, Sea of Thieves. It's a multiplayer power game. I liked it. It's also gonna be on PC, but what I saw with it, I thought it looked really good to me. I don't know how other people feel, but a pirate game, you don't have too many of those. You had Black Flag with Assassin's Creed, but it wasn't multiplayer like this. So they showed both ships fighting each other. I liked it. Next they had Fable Legends, which they talked about you can sign up for the beta and whatnot, and it will, I believe, holiday 2015, no exact date, unless that's been updated. So next after that, Gears of War Ultimate Edition comes out August 25th. You can sign up for the beta now. I think it's gearsofwar.com. You can sign up for the beta. You'll get it. I've signed up for mine. I still haven't gotten it, but they will get you that beta in the next, I guess, couple days. Saw a couple friends actually playing the beta. Definitely like getting my hands on that. It's Gears of War 1 pretty much redone, 1080p, 60 frames. Different textures are, of course, better. And the very last game, Gears of War 4. The gameplay trailer they showed, a little bit too dark. I understand what they were going with. They were trying to go with like a an ambience type thing, where they were trying to make it a little bit more scarier, but it just got to where people didn't know what the hell was going on. The characters didn't really say, they did talk, but they really didn't say much, and this is comparing it to Marcus and them. So we'll have to, from what they shown, really wasn't too thrilled about that. But I'll give it a chance. Hopefully, come Gamescom, they'll show a little bit more gameplay. But from what they shown, couldn't really get too hyped off that. And I was actually expecting to see Gears of War Ultimate, something, multiplayer gameplay or something like that. But we didn't get to see that. But all in all, I thought they did pretty good for the most part. They showed games, they did the indie games, they showed some exclusives. Although I would say they didn't have that one exclusive that really hit you. That one big name exclusive. I think they, throughout the entire conference, they did a really good job of showing different announcements. Like I said, hardware announcements, the controller, the big one with backwards compatibility. So I thought they did pretty good. Like I said, just didn't have that one surprise IP. It was like, damn, that looks really good. But for the most part, from what they shown, it did look good. Let me know what you think down in the comment section about Microsoft's E3. And I will be doing Sony's, because I really don't want to do EA, Ubisoft. If you looked on my Twitter, they were so bad. But anyways, let me know what you think down in the comment section. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Thanks for watching.